What's going on, guys? Real Nathan here. We're back with our homebrew video. Today we're doing cider, or hard cider. So you guys want to see a good video on how to make cider? Check the link below in the description, or check, I think, up in this corner, that corner, one of the corners, for a good video I just made about how to make it. So I'm going to turn the timer back on and we're going to be showing you the process. So we're starting our process. Any brewing process, the first thing to do is get your sanitation going. So we get a bucket of sanitizer and everything we need. And get our little siphon going down into our fermenting jug. So we take everything in here, the water sanitized, into there, so that can be sanitized. Because we're going to use this bucket as our we're going to mix our sugar, yeast, and our cider. Alright guys, we're back. We have our bucket all clean out, all the sanitizers out. So next thing we're going to do is put our gallon of cider in here, a cup of sugar, white sugar, corn sugar, doesn't really matter. And then we're going to add some good old yeast, let it get fermenting, and after that, gotta let it sit. So let's add our cider. Alright, so you got about a cup of sugar here. Just gonna throw that in there, and we want to put a little bit of extra brown sugar in too, so we're going to put just like a pinch of that in there to change the flavoring up a little bit. But we're going to mix that up, and after that we're going to add our yeast so we can get fermenting. And be able to test it too. When I say a little bit, I mean like a little more than that. But that might be overkill, but the extra sugar doesn't hurt. So we're going to get this mixed up and we'll come back to you when it's all mixed up. Alright, so we're about to get our reading out for our little cider here. We got about like 100 milliliter mark on a little scale here. Now, if you're doing homebrew, this isn't really necessary, but it's good to have so you can know what you're getting into. You need a little graduated center like that, and this device here, which is kind of blurry, but it's called a hydrometer. And you put it into your little scale, into your little cylinder here. It measures the potential alcohol of the fluid inside. It measures its density compared to water. So you just take it and you just let it go. Whoop. And she's floating pretty high, so she's gonna be a little tasty. So we did our little measurement here, and it came out, well, not too close to the camera, but it came out a 1.070, which is about 10-ish%. So right now we got our little bit of our mixture here in our jug with some yeast, so the yeast can hydrate, which is very key to getting this done correctly. We're gonna let it sit for another minute or so, put it in our jug here, mix it up a little bit more, and then we're gonna transfer it into our big glass bottle so it can ferment for a couple weeks. If we're good now to throw that in, so we're just getting there off the side as much as we can. We're gonna just get a little pour in there. Smells like yeast. Now I'm just gonna take that, mix it into the rest, and transfer. Got our siphon ready to go in the tube. So So we're just gonna put that in, and well, camera said go down for a second, but once it's going, we'll turn it back on. Even though it's kind of hard to see, our cider is in there. Now let's put a little stopper on it and put in a nice cool dark place for a couple weeks. Now every brewing video we have to have a shot of this goofy goober in there. Isn't that right, Wilson? Isn't that right, Easter? You're a cool boy. He's a little special. Alright, so we had a slight hiccup in our cider making. So, you know how we said this doesn't have any preservatives in it? Yeah, it turned out it had preservatives. So we're actually on our way to my uncle's distillery, right down the road. We're about to pick up about 20-ish gallons of raw cider to use to make some hard cider. So I'll see you inside. Need that part.
Look at that beautiful cider. Dump this in my apple tank.
Another one or no?
Alright guys, we're back. We successfully transported all our buckets of cider. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take 2 buckets, leave them plain, but 2 of them we're going to put some brown sugar, and the other one's going to have some maple syrup in it to kind of give a different flavor profile and a little bit of a higher alcohol percentage. So we're going to go test it out to see what the alcohol content is, and then we're going to add our yeast and everything else we just said. So we'll see at the table. So these 2 buckets right here are going to be our normal, nothing added, no sugar added, just yeast. So we're going to take a little sample to see the alcohol content. From that, we're going to hydrate our yeast and dump it right in. So we're back. We just measured it. It's putting off about a 1059, which is around 6%. So it's about what we were aiming for this on sugar added alcohol. All right, there's our yeast and cider mixture. So warmed up, and it's starting to go. You see a little bubbles going, and I think we're just gonna dump her in, mix her up a little bit. Got a little bit of a whisk here. We're just gonna kind of go like that, so you know it's kind of somewhat incorporated. Well, you can't go all the way down, but I think that's good. Now we're just gonna repeat the process for the other bucket, minus checking the alcohol. So we didn't film all the buckets we did for the yeast and adding all the extra flavoring, but this a couple days later, or a week or so or later, we did all the proofing. The 2 plain ciders came out around 1.059. Ooh, excuse me. The brown sugar one came out about 1061. We had about a cup and a half of brown sugar. Then our maple syrup one was 1062, and that was the same amount of same amount of brown sugar we did, so a cup and a half, or maybe closer to cup and 3/4. So right now, like I said, it's about a week later. It's all sitting. So we're gonna come back with part 2 of this video of us racking it and checking the alcohol content so we know how much longer it needs to go. So if you guys like this video, click like down below, hit subscribe, and drop a comment about what kind of other brewing videos you want to see. So we'll see you later.